Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome. Hope all is well. Glad you're here. I'm the Flying Arrow, and this is another episode of Knowledge and History, or History and Knowledge. I don't really make enough episodes as much as I want because I'm dealing with life. So, whatever. In this episode, we're going to be talking about video games are a simulation. Here's some games that I have played in the past. Maybe y'all recognize this. A couple of games that are pretty realistic, you know. This is the movie. Another game. Another game, and of course the movie. Alright, why am I talking about this? Hear me out. And you're probably wondering why I have this. Hear me out. I noticed over the years, since I was young, even as a kid, I'm 29, maybe you've noticed this, but those who play video games compared to those who don't are more efficient. For example, if group one are those who play video games, group two are those who don't. Group two is the one that's, oh, it's just a game. Oh, it's just a movie. Oh, it's just a storm. And then the flood happens. Anyway, seriously. Group one, those who play video games, you know, most of them have a map. So it's either up here in the top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right, whatever. You have what's called a HUD. HUD. So you have a map. And of course, it's got the north point, the little triangle, red, white, blue, whatever. It's north. So, if you're someone that's a kid, or you let your kid play video games, they're gonna learn how to read a map. Now, I'm not saying they're gonna be a super soldier, but compared to those who didn't play video games, they're gonna do better than them, you know. So, being that I'm probably going to join the army pretty soon, I'm going to be able to do land nav. They do what's called land nav. If you're not from America or the United States, whatever, you know, whatever. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. If you're the enemy, I don't give a fuck. Welcome. That's why I got this. I don't give a fuck. I got all kinds of shit waiting for y'all motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Come fucking try it. You know what I mean? Come fucking try it. Anyways, now those who played video games, they'll know how to operate a weapon as well. Now, they're not physically doing it, but their mind is being simulated by playing stuff like this, you know, realistic video game where you get shot once or twice and you're fucking done. You get put out of the fight, and if you get blasted in a certain area, you're done. There's a lot of information in movies and songs, you know, subliminal messages, but most of it I saw in video games. Most of these books that I've read are stuff that I already know because I played video games. Now, it's not 100% realistic, but it's still a simulation. How do you think I know about the Order of the Assassins? How do you think I know about Alamut? The Alamut Castle? If y'all know about that? How do you think I know about that? I started drawing stuff like this. Notice the date. August last year. I just bought this book recently. What do you see on the back? Oh, I don't know. I just follow intrusive thoughts. Me personally, I have a weird calling. There's something calling me, so I would follow it, and here we are. And as life go on, I'm going through a layoff. I had a lot of time on my hand. The 3-month layoff. Check it out in my previous video. I talked about it. I did a lot of stuff that I shared, but a lot of stuff that I didn't share, and here we are. When you play video games, you are better off than the average person that doesn't. So group 1 is going to be stronger than group 2. So if you're someone that played Grand Theft Auto, you already know that if you're going to go break in someone's car, you better get ready for a fight. You better get ready to get blasted. You know what I mean? But in some cases, people don't fight. They're in shock. Realistically speaking, if you really observe it with a mature mind, you really analyze it, it's not just a video game, but you're learning, like, all right, some people don't react because they're in shock. They're not courageous. And that's okay. But you have people who are, who are serious, who will do some action that will hurt another person. And you wonder where they get that from. Where did they get that from? Is it because of their upbringing? Yes. Is it because they play video games? Yes. Is it because of the music they listen to? Yeah. Is it because of the movies? Yeah. So, no, this doesn't make a person violent, but it simulates their mind. For those who watched I Am Legend in the past with Will Smith, before he got caught up with the Hollywood shit, you get simulated. It's a simulation. You learn that a lot of people will potentially get infected. But if you went through a simulation, you kind of know what to do. You know where to go, what's going to work, what's not going to work, where to aim, where not to aim, what to scavenge, what not to scavenge, who to approach, who not to approach. Another thing I want to add about video games, when you go through a level or a mission, sometimes you're going to lose. And it allows you to try again and again and again until you succeed. You see where I'm going with this? You see where I'm going with this? A lot of Easter eggs, secret subliminal messages in video games as well that people don't really notice unless you've been reading and observing and analyzing and being on point instead of acting like what group 2 does, the regular person that don't observe and they just party every single weekend and they drink and they just, a big storm is coming and they just, oh, it's just a storm, and then the flood happens and then there's sinkholes, you can't drive. It happened to me one day last year. There was a storm coming and there was some lightning, and what I noticed, usually lightnings are blue. They're blue. So they were regular lightning, blue, pew, pew, little bit of rain, whatever. And then all of a sudden, I saw a big yellow flash in the sky, like whoosh, and it was biblical. I cannot describe it any way, in any other words. It was biblical. All I saw was a yellow flash of lightning. It was yellow. It was different than the regular, regular activity. And whoa, dude, I thought this was it. You know what I mean? I called my mom. I'm freaking out, and she unfortunately she was just, it's just a storm. Don't worry. But bro, I thought the water, it was like a flash flood type deal. And I thought, because I was driving on the back road, right? And being that I played video games and such, I kind of knew what to do, slow down, don't panic, you know what I mean? Find a nice flat level surface, and I got to that point, I slowed down, I stopped, and there was just so much water, like, coming down the hill and in the mountains, because I live 1,000 feet above sea level. I'm not really in the city anymore. But she was just like, oh, it's just a storm, and I'm like, Mom! You know what I mean? Like, you can't save everybody. But it made me realize that Group 2, they're fucked. Let's talk about it right now. Group 2 is fucked. Alright? They didn't go through no stimulation. They didn't read. They didn't observe. They just think it's entertainment, entertainment, entertainment. It's just a storm. You know what I mean? It's not God showing you a sign, you know? It's just a fucking storm. Fuck it. You know, right? Like the fog's coming in. Fog coming back. And other places from what I heard recently on YouTube. I don't know. I'm not going too far into it. I took some video to have a short where a fog, you know, the fog came through. I was driving around. I recorded it. Check it out in my previous video, just somewhere. I got sick, kinda. I think I thought I had pneumonia or TB, tuberculosis. I just started naturally, from what I know from my research. You know, you cough up the mucus. You don't swallow. You cough it all up. Like that. Spit it out. And I recovered in less than a week. I fasted in the morning. I ate a piece of raw ginger, maybe a raw turmeric, some local honey. And I learned most of this stuff from books and video games. No, seriously though, seriously. War like you've never experienced before. So, if you're really immersed into the video game, you got your headphones on, the lights off, and you're not too close to the screen, but you're close enough to be immersed in it, it's stimulating your mind. Your heart's pumping because you're about to beat the mission, and you tried so hard to get to this point. You're playing it on a hard difficulty for realistic. You get shot once or twice, that's it. You know what I mean? That's it. It's not no fucking crawl on a quarter and heal. You're gonna get hit, and you're still gonna be hurt for a while until you, whatever, heal, whatever. And realistically speaking, you heal over time. You stay away from the fight. You know what I mean? You duck behind cover, do your thing, call for backup maybe, or flee. You learn this stuff through the simulation. You can read maps. You can react faster. You understand mechanisms. You see symbolism. You see the Easter egg. You see hidden messages that other people don't really realize. And because I read some books, I didn't read all these books. I skimmed through the pages, you know. I'm guilty. Yeah, I don't have, not really a reader like that, but I will observe some pages when I have time, you know. And it's just, I noticed some things that are applied in video games as well, or video games apply it from the book, so I don't know, they all connect. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, you learn through experience, you know? You get better through experience. It's like riding a bike. You're gonna fall a few times, you're gonna mess up a few times, but you get better and better the more you do it, right? Just like this weapon right here. I got the M1A, in case y'all don't know. Now, over time, you get better and better. If you practice all the time, you get better, you know? You get better, you know what to do, you know? You know what to do because you played the simulation a couple hundred times. Now, I've never been to war, I ain't never been to combat yet. But you know, you kind of know, you got the idea of what to do. Now, realistically speaking, when it comes to firearms, there's proper ways of handling it, and there's practical, what they call it, practical ways of doing it, and there's impractical ways of doing it. There's a good way to do it, and there's a bad way to do it. Hold on, I don't want to, you know, safety first. So, yeah, you learn these things through the simulation. The more you do it, the better you get. It's like riding a bike, you know? And compared to group 2, those who don't play video games, they don't observe, they just think it's entertainment, they ain't gonna do too good, man. Unfortunately. Yeah, so Call of Duty World at War. This was based on World War II. They had one during the PS2 days. PlayStation 2 had the World at War game. I recommend it. Try to get it. And this is the PS3 version. Get it. Let your kid play it, maybe, if you want them to be a simulated person. Because it's going to make them smarter. It's going to make them react faster. They're going to know how to operate under stress. If you had the headphones in at high volume, then you're fucking pow, 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 you know what I mean? And you can hear people in the background, bullets whistling by you. You know what it's going to sound like. So when it happened to you in real life, you know what that cracking sound is. You know that someone's blasting at you. You know whether or not it's a regular AR or if it's a sniper or if it's a handgun because you played the simulation. The Last of Us. This is based off the apocalypse. What I learned through this game is there's gonna come a time where things are gonna get scarce. Food's gonna run short. Shelter's gonna be busted up. It's gonna be hard to survive. But if you play the simulation over and over and over, you get better. And you're more prepared than Group 2. Group 1 is going to be more prepared than Group 2. Those who played video games are going to be more prepared than those who didn't. I don't know why. I don't know how. I don't know if it's a science experiment. I don't know if it was intentional. But that's what it is. Oh. Another thing I want to add on to that. Most gamers aren't really... I'm saying most gamers. Most people who play video games aren't really people who are in shape. They're not people who get a weapon and go to the range and practice. They don't walk outside in the cold like I do. You see where I'm going with this? Who's gonna be tougher? Who's gonna survive? Group 1 or Group 2? Leave in the comment. What do you think? You think this is blasphemy? You think this is true? Leave a comment, please. I want to hear your opinion. I can learn from you and you can learn from me. We can unite and take care of each other. You know, you don't have to come over here and meet up, but we can stay connected, you know. I'm in Massachusetts. I'm in the Northeast. There's a couple of YouTubers that I listen to. There's some in Georgia, some in Alabama, some in Florida, some in New York. A fun fact about me, if you didn't know already, I lived in multiple states growing up, you know, so I kind of already know the terrain. I know about that area because I lived there. But I used to think to myself, like, oh, some people think they know about Florida based off what they see online. But they don't know it because they never lived there. Now I'm starting to realize, as we talk about this simulation, you have a better chance than a person who doesn't observe. So just because you've never been to Florida doesn't mean you don't know about it. So you see what's going on online, you know what to expect, right? You know what to prepare for, right? But someone like me who actually lived there, I know the terrain, I know where to go, where not to go, what bus to take, stuff like that, you know? It's pretty interesting. This is an interesting topic. I'm glad I'm making this video about it. It's just something to think about, you know? Now, Metro, Redux, Last Light, great game series. This might be my number one, I don't know, I might, my top 3 games of all time. I don't know, man. This is the most realistic game I've ever played because, like I said, ammo is scarce. It's during the apocalypse. And it's talking about the nuclear war. So, should unfortunately, hopefully it doesn't happen because it's going to be really bad. And these video games like this and The Last of Us show us what's going to happen if it goes down. Same thing with Fallout, if y'all know about that. It kind of prepares you. It stimulates your mind. You know, it's like a stimulation. It's strange. Give me a moment. Hold on. This is stretching my neck out. Hold on. I don't really need to wear it. I was just wearing it for the video. You know what I mean? But no, I also wanted to show whoever the fuck is watching this, whether you're a friend or a foe. If you're an enemy, bro, I got something for you, boy. Check out my videos. I'm waiting for y'all motherfuckers to fuck up. Like I said, I can go all day, baby, all day. But it's almost like a stimulation if you take it like that, you know? Man, that felt good, taking that off. But, you know, seriously. If you're someone that